Jacob's name is not the only one changed in this story. This is a story rich with names and their meanings. And we learned this week in our reading that one of the other names that's changed is a little harder to see. It's not quite as obvious, a little more subtle, but very powerful. Because the other name changed here is the name of God. God didn't just change Jacob's name, God changed his own name here too. In all of history, God's people were afraid to call God's name out loud. They didn't want to imply that they were trying to control God, that they were trying to grab power from him, so they didn't dare speak his name. But this God that everyone was so afraid to call out loud for fear of being too familiar, too tempted to control, somewhere in the story of Jacob, God began to call himself something new. He began to tell people that he was the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God began to identify himself through their stories. God began to say, look at Abraham's story. I did that. Look at Isaac's story. I'm the one responsible. If you want to know who I am, check out Jacob's life. I am the one who changed him. I am their God, and that's how I want you to know who I am, by looking at their lives. They will be my namesakes because I will take on their names as my own.